Good evening. Just a little discombobulated, not much though. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. I don't seem to be putting out like usual. No comments from the peanut gallery. Hang on. Okay, that's better. So anyway, I've actually gotten quite a bit done over the past couple of days. I managed to get quite a bit done. I'm telling you, folks, now's the time to get these projects done if you got them. Otherwise, what I'm afraid might happen, and this is the thought process that I had, what's going to happen is these events are going to start rolling out, and there's going to be a bunch of those little leftover tasks that's going to wind up biting me in the butt. So, for example, just to give you an example, the heater. I decided that I was going to remove the muffler from the heater, from the exhaust system on the heater. I got the muffler removed and then never got any further on the project. I got started on other stuff. So I made sure to get that done. I finished that up. Finished up testing on it today, as a matter of fact. I did shoot some video. I showed what I did. I didn't show how I did it. I explained how I did it. But it's kind of one of those things. I honestly don't know how to go about just capturing the important stuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes when I do a project, if it's one of those projects to where it's not paint by numbers, so to speak, if I gotta kind of figure out what I'm doing as I go along, I don't know really how to go about bringing that to you, that it, you know what I mean? You guys don't want to see me stand there and brainstorm stuff and try different stuff. At least I don't think you do. So I didn't record me actually doing the exhaust, but I explained what I did, what I come up with, what I decided to do, and then showed it to you. Not how I did it, but I explained what I did. I showed you the item, the exhaust. And that's just one example. There was, like I say, there was quite a few little things. The table behind me that the camera sits on, it was actually, well, I shot that video of the, the extra food stores we put back. So that was a hell of a project because I had to clear out one of the shelves in the closet. I had to empty one of the shelves just to be able to get those products in there. So I took more products more items that could, easily make sense going in the kitchen, on our rack in the kitchen. So that's what I did. I put the stuff that was on that shelf in there, put all the food in there. That was another project I got taken care of. And a lot of little things that I just had to get taken care of. Got the furnace filter changed, got just a number of things. And I was going to show you another project, as you guys may or may not remember. Recently, I had a monitor go out, and it was the one for the security cameras there. So I grabbed an extra monitor I had, put it in its place, and, if you know anything about me, you know, I've got to pull it apart and take a peek, see if I can figure out what was wrong. So I absolutely did that, and actually found the problem. I'm not going to fix it. It's not worth fixing. I think there was 4 capacitors that the tops of them are bulged. So safe to say, one or more of those 4 capacitors was causing the unit from turning on. Again, it's not worth messing with. It's really not. It's not worth the time to sit there and read the damn numbers off of the capacitors to order them. So anyway, I took it apart. I did a visual inspection in which I found those capacitors. And I thought the other reason why I wanted to yank it apart is I was like, you know what? That's probably got a Fresnel lens in it, and I want that Fresnel lens. Well, to my surprise, when I got it all pulled apart, this is one of the kind of more of the old school monitors that had the cathode tubes that provided the backlight, and those puppies are bright. And so what I decided to do is I kept everything. That's pretty much the entire display there, minus the actual display. The display is actually not there. That is the display. There's a trash can right behind me. I pulled it out of the trash can. That is the display right there. This is just the housing for that entire system, if you will. And essentially what I have right here in my hand is one really kick-ass bright light. And I mean, you could use this, you know, obviously in like a shop sense to have enough light to work. Or you could even use this and have quite a bit of light if you SHTF situation and need enough light to do, you know, medical procedures and whatnot. These puppies are bright. And all I have to do is you can get some cheap testers for these cathode tubes, like, you know, $10, $12 or so a piece. So all I got to do is get a couple of those, and there you go. I'll have one bright light, and it runs off 12 volt. Those testers. So I don't know how many watts that they will require to run, but I reckon I'm going to find out soon enough. So that is another project for me to do. I am going to figure out some type of a mounting bracket to be able to mount that to. Something where to, you know, help protect it too, because on the tops and bottoms, there are, you know, actually there's 2 cathode tubes on both the top and the bottom. So a total of 4 little tiny tubes that run through there, real easy to break. So anyway, stuff like that is important to know, because if you need stuff like that, being able to come up with it, being able to produce it, can be hard. Trying to think there's really anything else. Not that I know of. Like I said, I've just been kind of busy at it, trying to get different stuff taken care of. Because I really do think that time is starting to run out for us getting ready, for us getting things together. I'm surprised, to be quite honest, that we've even had this long. Now, I made that video about the food stores and stuff that we had added, and that we got a little bit of diesel fuel for the heater. And they said when they went to go get the diesel that one of the stations in Highland was they were out of diesel. They had I guess a thing on their pump that they were out of diesel. So, and that was probably one of the more popular gas stations in town that was out. I believe the diesel fuel, I think it was $5.19. Is that what it was when you got there? I think $5.19 a gallon. I was like, wow, that's insane. But that's a little bit more for us to add to it. Just a little shy of 3 gallons, I guess. But again, I won't bat an eye. I'll add it to the to the rest, which there really isn't that much more rest. Maybe another gallon, but I'll just keep adding to it as I can. However long it takes, I'll just keep adding to it because that's the name of the game. I recommend doing the same. There is a channel on YouTube that I really want to make note of. Let me find it. Because it's his name, and I think it's like Robert Murray Smith or something to the effect. Let me find him. He makes videos every day. Aha. Yes, Robert Murray Smith. Let me bring his channel up so y'all can see it. There you go. That's his channel right there. Robert Murray Smith. And anywho, here lately, he has been doing many different videos about heaters. Different types of heaters. So I highly recommend you go and check some out if you're in need of a good alternative heating plan for this winter. So Robert Murray Smith is that channel. Really smart guy and just incredible. So anyway, you might want to check that out. Before I get off here, I'll show you real quick. That was our sunset tonight here in town. So anywho, just make sure that you get stuff like that squared away, that you've got your bases covered as far as heat, and you already know, of course, water, food, you name it. You know the drill. Just keep really pumping at it, because again, I don't know how much more time we're gonna have to be able to get stuff to get ready. So, this is a big change. You will most likely be seeing me drink tea for the show because I tried going last night. I didn't have coffee before I went to bed, like what I normally would showtime. And I didn't have that much of a fight to get to sleep last night. And I actually dreamed, and it seemed like it was a pretty long dream. Now, I don't remember it. I can't tell you what the dream was about, but I do remember I dreamed, and it was a significant dream. It wasn't just a quick couple-second thing. And I haven't done that in quite a while. So, I'm going to knock the coffee off for the evening coffee. And see if that helps with my sleeping. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, duh, dumbass. But still, hey, I've known people, many people that drank coffee from the time they got up till the time they went to bed. They never had problems sleeping. So, maybe it does add to my issue. But to be real honest, it's not. It's not that I don't have an issue with being tired. I'm tired. I hurt. And so I toss and turn trying to get into that comfortable position so that I could fall asleep. And really doesn't have anything to do with not being able to close my eyes or not being tired. So I'm going to try it. And if it was just a fluke, whatever, then you'll probably see me back with coffee. But I have a feeling that it's going to help. So I take messing with my coffee schedule very seriously, thank you. That's like rewriting a constitutional amendment around here. Anywho, let's see. Don't have any tabs open to talk about, just simply because I was kind of busy and I did pay attention to the news coming in. When you come back on a Sunday and you've got a few days of news piled up, it really is kind of hard to pick out a handful. So I just figured we'd make it an easy night. I'm all game for that. And hey, I'm game for bed. Not that I'm beat or anything, but like I say, I've gotten a fair amount of stuff done. So I'm gonna finish up the video that I started on the heater. I'm gonna finish it up tomorrow morning, sometime tomorrow, and get it out. I did test the heater, and as the heater's running up and starting to get going good, it dawned on me that I didn't grab the camera, because I was going to do just a little short bit to close it up, and I didn't think about it. So anyway, I'll get some video tomorrow and then get that out. There was a significant difference in the sound that the unit puts out, that diesel heater. It is much louder, to be quite honest, and I will show that. I plan to show that on the video. It is much louder than it was before. So, do I care about that aspect of it? Not so much. I really don't. Look, not only do I have the option of putting that exhaust out a back window and putting the heater back there, which, to be real honest, is where it would probably go anyway. There's nobody back there that's going to hear it. Okay? So that's one. And two, come on. People are going to know whether or not somebody's living somewhere after a major event, and people are paying close attention to things like that in their neighborhood. I'm not saying the whole town will know, but the people around you will know whether or not you're there. I mean, you would have to absolutely not go out for anything, and I'm not quite sure. I mean, I guess it depends who you are, where you're at, in the whole 9 yards. But I don't necessarily think that in and of itself, just lock, stock, and done, not a good plan. Not a good plan. It's kind of one of those discernment things, It's probably good to get out. It's probably good to make yourself known, and that your presence on the property is there. That's probably better than not. The thing about being completely dark, if you will, is that you may have somebody try to gain entry to your home just because they believe that no one is there. And they figure, well, nobody's there. They ain't going to be coming back with all this nonsense going on. I'm going to go see if they got any canned goods. And now you've actually put yourself in a worse situation than if you just did a little few things here and there to let those right around you know that there's activity at that home, on that property. Little things. Not saying you have to go out in your front yard and wave your arms in the air and, hey! No, move something around in your yard. Something, just anything. Just something, a change, a noticeable change that those around you will notice. I mean, that's beneficial on many levels. For one, you take a preparedness-minded person, such as myself, such as many of you, and let's say you know a little bit about your neighbors, and let's say you've got a single mother of 3 kids that lives 2 houses down, right? If you don't see any activity at that property, you may just figure that nobody's there. What happens if a couple days later you see people trying to gain entry to that piece of property to loot? If you don't believe there's anybody in there, there's a pretty good chance that you're not going to make that any part of your business, because why be the hero? Why die a hero over somebody else's property? It's different if there's people in there and you know it. Now, had you known that there was a single mother of 3 kids 2 doors down that people were forcing entry into, you might have a much different viewpoint of that. So I cannot express how important discernment is, because I can't give you any clear answers on what's best for you. But I can tell you that more often than not, you're going to want those in your immediate vicinity to at least know you're around. You don't want to provide a bunch of detail or anything like that. Like I say, move something in your yard, whatever, something small. Something small. A light, anything. Just something to let others know that, yeah, there's activity there. Not a lot. We don't see a lot. Don't know what's really going on over there, but we know somebody's over there. That is the exact situation you want, because then they don't know. You could be a single mother with 3 kids, or you might be that prepper that's out over there polishing up his chrome barrel. They don't know. But they won't be happening into your window because they think it's vacant. You know what I mean? But yeah. Just keep at it the best you can. Make sure you try to knock out the things that might be, that involve buying things that might be hard to come by soon enough. I think there's going to be a whole lot of that soon enough. So anyway, I don't know what else really. I guess I'll take you on over to the woodshed. No, take you on over to the headlines, and we'll run through those and get all freaked out and run around the house screaming. It's fun, man. It's fun. You got to keep the neighbors on their toes. And the psychiatric ward at the hospital. But hey, speaking of that, I honestly didn't try to segue into this. Purely coincidence, and I mean that. Friday's news, Paul Pelosi released from the hospital. See, the thing of it is, though, he wasn't in the mental ward. Should have been, but nah. China blasts latest European visit to Taiwan. Russian LNG exports rising, says Bloomberg. UK business confidence drops, says a survey. G7 to set fixed price on Russian oil, says Reuters. A big tech tightens belt amid global economic woes. Elon Musk could add paid messages to Twitter, says New York Times. Parliamentary session suspended after racist heckling. French glassmaker halts production as energy costs bite. Transition to electric cars projected to cost EU over 500,000 jobs. Russian narrative gaining traction in Germany, says a study. Italy plans to spend billions to ease energy crunch, says Reuters. Freed Russian soldiers recount horrors of captivity in Ukraine. Germans want more diplomacy over Ukraine conflict, says a survey. Tehran responds to Biden's Iran will free itself comment. Ukrainian rocket factories hit by airstrikes, says Russia. Germany warned of threat to gas reserves. Ex-workers sue Twitter over layoffs. UN ridiculed for tweet on female journalists. Putin names priority for frontline region. Man. Let's see. UK was hours away from potential total meltdown, says Bank of England. U.S. Congresswoman vows no more funding for Ukraine. EU exploring ways to use frozen Russian assets, says Bloomberg. And again, this is Friday's headline. Putin explains mobilization figures. Argentina seeks talks over old conflict with UK. Turkey and Russia agree on free grain deliveries, says Erdogan. White House explains Biden's regime change comment. Team Trump sets target date for 2024 announcement, says media. Pentagon predicts what could end Kim's rule in North Korea. New U.S. military aid for Ukraine revealed. Activist groups tanking Twitter profits, says Musk. Putin hatches plan to take on Batman. Okay. UK spies build secret terror army in Ukraine, says Grey Zone. Climate protesters blamed for patient's death. NATO country beefs up disinformation bureau. Still on Friday. There's a lot of news Friday. Ukrainian Starlink units go dark over funding issues, says media. Ancient Christian monastery found in Arabia. Biden promises to shutter U.S. coal power plants because he's a complete idiot. FBI is rotted at its core, says Republican lawmakers. Well, duh. Snowden mocks Russian bots trope. Top White House official visits Kiev. Oh, yay, Saturday's news. I'm getting a drink of tea. Not as exciting as coffee, but still good, though. Gonna try to get out tomorrow and do some beta testing. Gonna be kind of cool, but I'll layer up. Fun times. And then the next day it's supposed to be a little bit warmer. Try to get a little more done. So, fun times. Alright, yesterday's news. South Korea scrambles fighter jets. UK expands ban on Russian gold. My phone's going crazy. Let's see. Turkey becoming one of Russia's top trade partners. Biden lashes out at Twitter and Musk. U.S. airline blocks out seats because passengers get heavier, says a report. Eurozone factory activity sinks, says S&P Global. Twitter confirms 50% of staff laid off. Top judge in Donetsk wounded in assassination attempt, says police. Chinese spacecraft releases mystery object in orbit, says U.S. Now what? Global bankers very pro-China, says UBS. Let's see. Japan keeps stake in Russian energy project. At least 13 dead in Russian nightclub fire. Russia-Iraq trade turnover soars. Russians in U.S. are denied proper access to their embassy's help, says Moscow's envoy. India's largest lender reaps record profit. Russia seeks sanctions waiver to facilitate grain exports, says Reuters. Now what? Jeez. Let's see. Pyongyang fires more ballistic missiles, says Seoul. France's national rally names new leader. Pakistani protesters clash with police after former PM attacked. Iran says it supplied drones to Russia before Ukraine conflict. Serbs resign en masse from official posts in Kosovo. U.S. wants official of Ukrainian descent at helm of NATO, says New York Times. This stuff is ridiculous, right? And then there's that one politician guy, I can't remember his name. He just absolutely bombed the his debate. And then they say, oh, well, we need to just let him have the elected position because he's disabled. What? Since when? I mean, this is ridiculous what they are doing. They're making a mockery of the so-called representative positions in this country. I mean, come on. When you have somebody in a high-ranking office that deals with public health, and you're a he/she with a weight problem, come on now. We really need to get real. Anyway, I begrudgingly digress. How's that? Does that sound good? Media identifies major beneficiary of Ukraine crisis. Let's see. U.S. struggling to make Iran another Libya or Syria, says President. Twitter co-founder admits mistakes. Elon Musk threatens thermonuclear name and shame. Democrat senator slams Biden. Let's see. Ukraine shells Donetsk with U.S.-made HIMARS, says mayor. Yep, Hexafruit's clown world, without a doubt. And you're welcome, Friday S. Sorry, I need to look up more. That's really all I got to do is just look up. It's up there, but it's like above my... Never mind. My glasses. So unless I look and focus, I can't... It's hard to even read that up there, so... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I need stronger glasses again. What I need is an eyeglass, or eye doctor appointment, and really get my eyes taken care of. Well, not taken care of, but get glasses like that I need to have. I'm pretty sure I need bifocals at this point. So, dog's fault that I got old. Let's see. Over 50 countries vote against anti-Nazism UN measure. Taiwan scrambles jets after detecting Chinese forces nearby. Shipping giant warns of dark clouds on the horizon. Oh, that was actually this morning. Hang on, let me have a sip of tea. Okay, let's rip today's headlines off like a Band-Aid. Let's see. I already read that one. Tesla's Cybertruck release date is unveiled. U.S. urges Ukraine to signal openness to peace talks with Russia, says Washington Post. Plane crashes into lake in Tanzania. I don't think that Tanzania. That might be Tanzania. Yeah, that is Tanzania. Duh. U.S. jets in show of force to Iran, says Washington Post. China to get ahead in global white gold rush. Oil in decline, says Energy Minister. Kiev prepares for total blackout, says New York Times. Greenhouse crops under threat amid EU energy crisis, says media. Man, I'm telling you, they're going to be in a bad way. Not only are they not going to have the food production, but many of the other industries are having to close down because of the shortage of energy. Everything that is going on is going to further perpetuate the problem. Meaning, inflation's going to continue to skyrocket. Many things will become totally unavailable. It's not looking good. And well, you said it, Hexafruits, all by design, because this is a global thing. This isn't just Germany. This isn't just EU or UK, the US. This is everybody. They're taking everybody down in the same ways at the same time. Which, if that isn't proof enough that it's absolutely orchestrated, I don't know what is. Japanese may be asked to cut winter power use, says media. Ukraine targets dam in Kherson with HIMARS missiles, says media. Protesters in NATO country demand end to Kiev arms supplies. OPEC lifts global oil demand forecast. Kiev official urges strikes on Iran. Serbia rejects Western proposal on Kosovo. Russian spy chief weighs in on Truss's alleged "it's done" text. Russian bots meddling in the midterm, says New York Times. A monument to Russian empress who founded Ukrainian city is set for demolition. EU agrees steps to cool down energy prices, says media. Russian strategic missile forces, priest dies in Ukraine. Let's see. Pope has affection for both Russia and Ukraine. A massive shadow library shut down. For the fans of Z Library, it's no longer. U.S. Army admits probe ruined soldiers' lives. So, that is a headline. Yeah, they took down Z Library. If you try to go to Z Library, you will be met with force. Hold on. Hold on. I know you can do it. It took a while earlier, and because I just wanted to see the picture. There we go. First off, it's going to pop up, and it's going to tell you it's not secure, and then it's going to say domain seized. This website has been seized. Oh my God, I just went there. They're going to be knocking on my door. No, they're not. See? I can prove I took you there for educational purposes. And news. Yeah, news. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Not a lot. Back, they talk about giving somebody their 2 cents. Well, yeah, I can't give you anything because there's nothing small enough to be able to give me my change or give you your change back. Anyway. Just keep at it. That's the best thing that we can do, no matter what it is. Even if, there's projects that you can't finish because you don't have the means, find other stuff. There's usually always something. There's a whole lot of stuff that we put on the back burner, well, many of us. I'm not saying everybody, but I know I'm one of them. And I'll get these little projects built up, and it's like I'll get the project like 80% done, and then I'll start on another project. And next thing I know, I've got 3-4 projects that are like 80% done, and it's like then I just pile in and get them all. I don't know, it's weird, just how I work. But anywho, I think that's about all. That's all I got to say about that. Just keep at it. Keep positive. And do what you can. Anyway, I am out of here. I appreciate everybody coming. God willing, I'll be back tomorrow night. I hope to see you then. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.